had decided, but we know that we have connectivity problems. Plenaries will be virtual. Honourable Mkhize, is that a new point? Until the election. So
yes, House Chair. My
the,
apologies. The member will be able
matter
to
was
vote,
dealt with
just
in
won't be able
person,
to show
everyone would
his
have been
camera.
here, and
Thank
those
you.
members would not have
Honourable
been deemed to
Breitenbach.
be in the House. But
Thank you,
I
Honourable
will
Deputy
also make
Speaker. I just
provision
want
for
to
the
bring
fact
to your
that you may,
attention
as
that
I have just
Honourable
read, either
van der
vote by
Walt will
voice,
board a flight in about an
preferably
hour.
with your camera,
I hope we get
but
to her
we know
before
that we
then,
have
but if not,
connectivity problems.
then she may not be present when
Honourable
she's called.
Mkhize, is that a
Thank
new
you,
point?
Honourable Deputy.
Yes, House
Thank
Chair.
you very much. We will now proceed.
My
Honourable
apologies.
members.
The member will be able to vote, just won't be able to show his camera.
Before you
Thank you.
proceed, I've raised my
Thank
hand.
you, Honourable Breitenbach.
I'm saying,
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker. I
understanding
just
that
want to
you've
bring to your
discussed
attention
that,
that Honourable van der
I'm
Walt
still
will
saying
board a
to
flight in
you,
about an
you have not answered me. You not answered me. I'm not talking about us, you know, I'm talking about this parliament is not going to end with us here. Generations to come. I'm saying to you, if we were in parliament, what would have happened? If we were physical and somebody is sick, is in hospital, he's saying, no, I'm in hospital or is suspended. Whatever a reason is it, no, I don't want us in the future for anyone to object, because we are setting a precedent here. We are setting a precedent here to say people can participate even if they are in hospital.
Honourable Member, I'm going to answer you now, and I think this is a matter that you must take up with your Chief Whip. This has been discussed by the Chief Whips. It was approved, so it is not setting a precedent. So we will now proceed, and you are quite correct that you're asking something about the future. We are now busy with this voting session, not the future. So I do propose that you take it up with the Chief Whip's forum through your Chief Whip, where it can be dealt with for future instances. Honourable
thank you. Thank you. Is
Honourable
noted?
Thank you.
It's noted.
We will now proceed.
I'm saying to you, it's noted. You don't have to be emotional about that. And be don't be condescending to me, because the way we are putting it is like, I'm insane. This thing is going to come back one day. I'm telling you now. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Skosana. We take note of your concerns. Honourable Nolochungu.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Please note that Honourable Matthias was online, but he's been kicked out during the break. So you can confirm that with the table staff. He's been in all the time, but now he's been kicked out.
We will confirm that. Then Honourable Ntuli.
Deputy Speaker, my apology. I've just been alerted that two of my members, the Deputy Minister of Communication, Gungubele, as well as the chairperson of the Home Affairs Portfolio Committee, Chabane, were locked out, but they are at the same venue with the Deputy Chief Whip of the ANC. So with your permission, if that would be acceptable, they can show themselves on the screen using the gadget of the Deputy Chief Whip for them to confirm how they are voting on the motion. But both of them are physically in the same space with the Deputy Chief Whip. Thanks.
Thank you. We will deal with that when we get there, and I think that will be acceptable as long as they do show their faces. Honourable members, please mute your microphones. Honourable Mkhize, is that another matter? Honourable Skosana, I'm not going to entertain a debate with you now on voting procedure for today or for the future. This has been decided by the Chief Whips. So, Honourable Mkhize, is there another member?
No, Chair,
Yes,
I'm not raising my
Comrade
hand because of that. Please.
Honourable Mkhize, is there another member?
Yes, House Chair, there's actually two other members, which is the Honourable Siyabonga Mkhize and the Honourable Carol Mafachane. They are on the platform. Can they be considered but won't be able to vote?
Yes, we will
They won't
be
able
going
to
through.
speak, but they are on the platform. Thank you, Chair.
We will be calling all the names, and I will explain the procedure now. All the names will be called, and if you cannot switch on your microphone, or rather your camera, it is acceptable We would prefer that you work through your chief whip as you have done now, but we will now proceed with the voting. Honourable members.
I've raised my hand on another matter, Chair.
Now, what is
I've
your
raised my
other
hand
matter?
on
Sana?
Oh, I'm being abused now. What?
Honourable
Chair.
Skosana, you are not going to
Deputy
delay
Speaker.
the voting on this matter.
Deputy Speaker, I'm not delaying anything. I've got a right, Deputy Speaker, to raise an issue. You can't say to me, I'm delaying a matter. I'm
I
saying to
can,
you,
in fact, say that
just
to you,
said
you
that
are
now.
now in
The Chief
contempt
Whip of MK
voting
must assist
procedure.
us.
Chair, Deputy Speaker, I'm raising another matter. I'm not talking about this. There's a matter which was raised by the deputy.
I am now busy with the voting procedure. So this is a final warning.
Honorable
And you will be
Gunguvela
removed from the platform.
is
Honourable
going to be allowed.
Papane, Honourable Papane, what is your point?
On a point of order. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I think we are being abused here. A procedure have been outlined and all chief whips have agreed on how to handle the matters of voting today. I just want to plead with you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, that we proceed with voting. Thank you very much.
Honourable Papane, that is exactly what I'm trying to do. Honourable Dugmore, I hope that you have been covered by the Honourable Papane. We will now proceed. Honourable Skosana, I am not entertaining a discussion on this now. This was discussed by the chief whips, and there are no other matters that you have to raise right now. You can take it up with your chief whip, and we will now proceed. Honourable members, in terms of the rules, all members present on the virtual platform, when the question is put with the admissions to the platform being closed, must vote or record an abstention. Honourable members, please mute your microphones. This rule does not apply to a minister or deputy minister who is not a member of the House. The Secretary will call each member from the membership list, starting with those from the largest party. Members will be called by their surname, followed by their initials. To facilitate this process, I will appeal to honourable members to indicate only their vote, not add a preamble, a statement, and also without delay. We have to be very sure that we hear every vote. Members must simply indicate yes, no, or abstain. In the event a member's name is called and they are present, but for whatever reason do not indicate their vote, an opportunity will be provided for such members to raise their hands after the last member is called from the list, at which point they will be recognized to cast their vote. So, honourable members, we will now proceed. The question before the House is that the motion as moved by Mr. J.S. Malema for the removal from office of the Speaker be agreed to. Those in favour of the removal of the Speaker from office in terms of section 52(4) of the Constitution will say yes. Those against the removal of the Speaker from office will say no. Those who want to abstain will record their vote as such. Voting will now commence. As mentioned earlier, no member will be admitted on the virtual platform until this division is concluded. The Secretary will now proceed to call members.
Adams, RC.
Yes. Speaker, my vote.
Are you in disbelief that he
no,
voted yes?
Honourable
no,
members.
my vote is no. Speaker, my correction, my vote is no.
Your
No,
correction,
no correction, you voted
your
yes.
correction
How
has
many
been
We
times
all
must
had
we
yes.
vote there? Person said yes.
It's a
Mr.
yes.
Clark
No
voted
correction,
yes.
no correction here. Yes.
Members must not be bullied
Yes.
here. She said yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Then
yes.
No,
Listen,
no,
honourable
no.
Allow the
members,
member to say yes.
honourable members, honourable
no,
members.
no, no. No.
I think the member is quite adamant that it is a no. We will now proceed. So members, please concentrate what you have to do and show your faces, except those that we have been indicated will not show their faces. Please
Appearing
proceed.
MJ.
No.
Bila TJ.
I vote no.
No. Speaker. No.
Then what ANC?
No.
Sharon Davids, no.
Abantu abadala bayamosha nge-technology.
Honourable members, please wait your turn.
I don't know what
Please
to say.
mute. Honourable Bila, please mute. Do not switch on. Honourable Bila, Honourable David, please mute. Honourable Bila, please mute. Could I just explain to you members that you only unmute once your name is called? Honourable Ndabane, please mute. You do not switch on your camera before your name is called. What is happening is that there is an echo. Honourable Matashe, Honourable Matashe, please mute. Could I please have the assistance of the Chief Whips? That you only unmute and show your camera. Honourable Matashe. Honourable Matashe. Honourable members. Honourable Loze, I am also going to remove members from the platform if you do not.
But you don't say that when
Listen,
Gwede is speaking. You don't say you're going to remove him. You don't say that to Gwede.
Honourable Lonzi, I'm saying it to everyone. And do not unmute yourself without being recognized. So no one please unmute except when your name is called. Honourable Reddy, what is is it a point of order or do you want to have some words of wisdom?
No, certainly not. Deputy Speaker, give us some credentials. By now, the table should inform you what are the numbers, because the entry is locked now. So if you could give us credentials from each party, maybe the party whips can just indicate, and we can confirm that. So we would know who is on the platform, and that we will avoid a situation where people are just snuck in. That could happen as well. Thank you.
Honourable Reddy, the platform is closed. No one can sneak in because they have to be admitted. Secondly, party chief whips can in fact see on the virtual platform whether their members are present or not. It's a very simple exercise. You just look on your Zoom and you type in MK and all the MK members will appear. So that is what chief whips can also do. We are indeed correct. So we will now proceed with the next one. Honourable Malinga, what is your point of order?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I'm rising on the point of privilege. Please be consistent, because you are going to disrupt this meeting. Other political parties, when they are speaking unmuted, you don't discipline them. And the others, you are doing that. Please, I'm pleading with you. Please, the principle of consistency, please deal with it. Thank you.
Honourable Malinga, I know that this is apparently very important for you, and I agree with you. So I am requesting members to not unmute, whether it be a minister, a deputy president, as I have said. Please do not unmute unless your name is called. We will now proceed. The table will now continue with the names. At this point, we stopped with the Honourable Bila. The next one, please.
Bilankulu NK.
No.
Boshielo SP. Boshielo SP.
Deputy Minister, please repeat your vote.
Okay. Deputy Speaker, Honorable Reddy keeps his screen on. He's disrupting.
Yes, but I would prefer that you do not switch on your cameras before you are actually going to vote, because it's all a matter of bandwidth. Please assist us. Honorable
Thank
Dugmore.
you. Thank you for the.
I said my vote is no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Voters A.
No, no. No.
Thank you. Burns Namashe Z.
No.
Thank you. Kapa RN. Kapa RN. Kapa RN. Okay. Proceed. Chabane MS.
No. No.
These old people are going to be a problem here.
Honorable members, Honorable Lonzi, honorable members.
Speaker, are these deputy ministers of the country?
Honorable member, I did not recognize you. Could I please ask all the deputy ministers and ministers in the same venue? It is extremely difficult if you keep the camera and the microphone on. When you have voted, just give your vote and switch off the camera and the microphone until the next person is called, because I can see that you are all in the same venue, and it is very disruptive. Deputy Minister, please proceed.
Deputy Minister Kapa RN.
No. Yeah.
Chabane MS. Chabane MS.
Trying to help her. Not mine, it's hers.
No. No.
Chauke Adonis TM.
Voting no.
Chikunga LS.
Voting no.
Klute
Point of
EN.
order, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mente, what is your point of order? We are busy with the voting procedure.
Yes, Deputy Speaker, the people that are in the same house, can they just lower their volumes, all of them? Only one gadget must be on. Let's teach them technology. One gadget must be on, and then the rest can just speak and hear from one gadget. They are hurting our eardrums. Please.
Thank you, Honorable Mente. You are quite correct. So could I ask all the ministers and deputy ministers in the same venue, only have one device on, the microphone, microphone's volume on.
Deputy
Please
Speaker,
switch off the rest. Honorable Motwe, what is your point of order?
can we get confirmation that these members of parliament of the ANC are not in the same venue quarantined? Because with this level of echo, Deputy Speaker, it suggests that these people are all in the same venue. And this is not the first time it will be happening. It happened even the last time when we were voting. And it's wrong, Deputy Speaker. It's very wrong for people to be quarantined.
Honorable Motwe, you are now being disruptive and we're busy voting. We will now proceed.
Clute EA, sorry. Clute EA. No, all right. Chrissy BD. Chrissy BD.
No.
Thank you. David SW. David SW. We proceed. Didiza AT. Speaking.
Hello, Sharon David.
I'm voting no.
There's something wrong with this thing, you see. Look, it's recorded, but it's not taking through. But the Deputy Speaker
AEN Tribula is technology.
subjected.
It's tough, it's tough.
We have been subjected.
David SW. Did you vote? No. All right. Tichale MC.
Dikhale vote no. I vote no.
Direko DR.
Direko vote no.
Thank you. Ditebe SL.
I vote no.
Dlelanga M.
I vote no.
Dagmore CM.
I vote no. No.
Hello?
Dunjwa ML. Dunjwa ML.
No.
Thank you. Frolic CT.
I vote no.
Gancho N.
I vote no.
Galega Mazibuko NA.
I vote no.
Gigaba KMN.
No.
Gina N. Gina M. Gina N. Okay, we proceed. Kodlimpi Z.
No.
Kodongwana E.
No. No.
Governor Y. Governor Y. If you could please unmute.
No.
Gungubele M.
Show your face.
No.
Ala MM.
Hey, I'm done. No.
Hassan F.
No.
Hlongo AS.
No.
Isaacs SE.
I vote no.
Jama SP. Jama SP.
No.
Kihakilwe BM.
I vote no.
Kekana PS.
I vote no.
Habo GD.
I vote no. No.
Kanyase Z.
I vote no.
Kumalo JQ.
I vote no.
Kuranov GW.
I vote no.
Kubai MT.
I vote no.
Kumbata AN.
I vote no.
Lamola RO.
I vote no.
Likwete MD. No, Akidumeli. Likhanyani MS.
No.
Litsiye.
Jagana.
Litsiye WT.
I vote no.
Litsike MSE.
I vote no.
Ligaraba LE. Ligaraba LE. Moving on. Low STD.
I vote no. Nyakahana. No.
Mabi BP.
I vote no.
Maduna N.
I vote no.
Maecho SM.
I vote no.
Magagula TE.
I vote no.
Mahambehlala T.
I vote no.
Mahlangu S.
I vote no. Awan, yeah. Thank you.
Mahlaule MG.
I vote no.
Mahlaule MG.
I said I vote no.
Mahlobo MD.
My vote is a no.
Mahumapelo SOR.
No.
Maimela KJ.
I vote no.
Majodina PCP.
I vote no. Thank you very much.
Makasi N.
I vote no.
Mahatu MP.
No. No.
Makubela.
Could we just I just want to, my apologies to interrupt. Honorable Schlazer Webster, you have your hand raised. Is this a very urgent point of order?
It is urgent, Deputy Speaker. I'm concerned that I was skipped because my surname is H and my name wasn't called.
We do it in terms of parties. So we start with the ANC.
You can join ANC any day. Can join
Honorable
ANC.
Dagmore, you were not recognized. We are busy with a voting procedure, honorable members. Please proceed.
Makubela LS. Makubela LS. Malimacha CN.
I vote no.
Manamela KB.
I vote no.
Maneli BM.
No.
Mantashe GS.
SG. No. No.
Masemula ND.
I vote no.
Mashatile SP.
I vote no.
Masina MC.
I vote no.
Asondo D.
No.
Maswanganyi MJ.
I vote no.
Matabata CS.
I vote no. I vote no.
Matafa
Okay, my
OM.
hand is up.
Honorable Mkhize, what is your point of order?
Chair, I am very concerned. In terms of the rule book that you read, it said that members should be logged in. Now, when you make the ruling that members can use one cellular phone if they're in the same venue, that means even a member that was logged out before the windows were closed can now make a vote. So I'm confused. How are you going to deal with that? Thank you.
Honorable Mkhize, I only refer to members putting down the volume on their own individual devices because they are in the same venue. So it doesn't mean they are not logged on. We are also checking at the table as a member votes whether their name is in fact on the participant screen. And at this point, we have all the members who have in fact been called, have been voting on their own devices, except where they show their face and they vote, because then we can see them and we can verify and we have confirmation. Honorable Dagmore, is that another point of order?
Yes, Speaker, it's a point of order. It's clear that other honorable members are delaying this process. They know they're going to lose. Can they please stop delaying this process because they are losing and they know
That's
it?
not a point of order, Speaker.
It yourself.
That's not a point of order.
That is not a point of order.
Point of order.
This one.
Learn to keep quiet when I talk. Just keep quiet for once.
You behave like a CEO here.
Because you know you are voting from other people's.
Honorable members, this is totally unacceptable. And Honorable Dagmore, that was also unacceptable. You are really making a disgrace.
On the point of order, Speaker.
I am busy speaking. Do you follow that I am speaking right now and that the rules say you do not interrupt the presiding officer? It is unacceptable that you are interfering and disrupting, all of you, the voting procedure. This is a motion that was brought by the Honorable Malema, and we are now voting on it. We are trying to make do as best we can with all the challenges we do have. So I do request members to now please act in a way befitting for a parliament when you vote. All of the procedures have been approved by the chief whips, and we will proceed according to the agreed upon procedure. Honorable Mtetwa.
Yes.
I am now
Thank you,
proceeding with
Deputy
the
Chair.
matter.
But Deputy Speaker, I
Deputy
asked for a point of order.
Speaker.
Honorable Pambu, what is your point of order?
I'm
Speaker, the House is
I'm
being
on the floor.
disrupted by voting kettles. These people have been put in one kraal, right? And that's why we have this disruption. We don't know who's voting. They've been put squashed in one kraal like voting kettles. That's why we can't tell who's voting. That's why we can't tell whether these people logged in on time
shut up.
or not.
Shut up.
Honorable Pambu, we are busy checking at the table who has been logged on. We are managing the system so we know exactly who is voting. We can see next to their names. If you are logged on Zoom, you can do the same and check. So we will now proceed. We will not have any more points of order. We are now wasting time and we are showing absolute disrespect to the House. So we will now proceed with the voting.
But Deputy Speaker, you recognize me. You recognize me, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mtetwa, I recognized you and then you didn't speak. So what is
I
your
opened, but somebody else was speaking whilst I was speaking. Deputy Speaker, I want to say that it defeats the purpose that the bells would be rung for 5 minutes, and when the window closes, those that are locked outside, they sneak in through other people's gadgets. I can tell you that Honorable Gumubele voted through a gadget of somebody else. How do you then tell whether this person was locked out from his gadget and now speaking in through another person's gadget?
Honorable Mtetwa, that is exactly what I now also explained to the Honorable Mkhize, that we are checking each and every vote. The chief whips have indicated to us where they... The chief whips have indicated to me right at the start who will be in the same venue and who will not. Now, honorable members, I am going to proceed with the process now. Honorable Maotwe, I'm not going to allow any further disruptions of this voting procedure. We will now proceed with the division that you have called for. You have called for this division. What is it, Honorable Maotwe?
Calm down, Deputy Speaker. We're fine. Deputy Speaker, you know, we are making a mockery of Parliament.
Indeed,
we as the EFF, we've been, and even on this very motion, requesting that we all convene at the Dome and so that we can deal with this matter. It is the ANC that rejected our proposal. Now the ANC has taken their caucus. They've put them at Woodstock Garden Court, all of them in the same venue. And that's why we've got this disruption. Why did the ANC refuse for us to meet at the Dome and they decide to convene everyone at Garden Court there in Woodstock? Why? Why are we having Parliament at Garden Court as opposed to the Parliament that we have at the Dome, where we are even paying for furniture, we are paying for air conditioning units, we are paying for ablution facilities? The ANC rejected that. Now they are at Garden Court. And now I see
Honorable Maotwe, that matter has been dealt with in the Chief Whip's forum. Your Chief Whip was present and it was discussed and dealt with. There was no instruction to parties how they should deal with the matter, except that members have to log on with their own devices. We did not prescribe where they should be. We will now proceed.
Matafa, OM.
I vote no.
Matale, CC.
No.
Mbio, IM.
I vote no.
Kunu, ES. Nkonu, ES.
I vote no.
What?
Hey,
Honourable member, please.
Yabo kodwa ke
Please
nidlala
mute.
ngathi.
Please mute.
Nice. I vote no.
Mqunu TVB.
House Chair, please note my hand.
House Chair.
Honourable Mkhize, what is it now?
House Chair, I have 2 members who have been kicked out of the platform. Can the table please check? It's Honorable Mngadi and the Honorable Gamete.
We will check whether they were on the platform when we closed it. Please just give the names again.
Honorable Pinky Mngadi and Honorable Tulani Gamete.
Thank you. We will check. And then there is Honorable Taibosh.
My hand was up.
Okay,
Thank you, House
Honorable
Chair.
Wali. Okay, let me just, I deal with the hands as I see them raised.
Yes, it's me,
Honorable
Speaker.
Wali. Yes.
Deputy Speaker, the table was calling Honorable E.S. Mchunu, and then Honorable T. Mchunu voted instead. Now the table is just called Honorable T. Mchunu, and she has already voted where the table was calling Honorable E.S. Mchunu. Please check.
Yes, we are quite aware of that because the Honorable E.S. Mkhunu did not reply immediately. So we are quite aware. Thank you. Honorable Mente.
Deputy Speaker, so the entire ANC cannot master the art of just lowering a volume.
But why are you
so that
interested
we
in the
can
ANC like
proceed.
this? Why are you interested in the ANC like this?
Shut up.
Because they're running the country and they can't switch on microphones.
Allow
Shut
the
up.
deputy speaker to run the meeting.
Yes,
Stop
you are
your
such a useless
obsession.
But no one
with
was
the
talking to
ANC.
you.
Stop your obsession with the ANC. Let the deputy speaker run
It's
the
not an
meeting.
obsession.
Yeah, you see,
These old people will need to go to an old age
Deputy
home.
Speaker, what happens now? They just unmute and speak. They are useless like that. We can't hear you, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Ntuli, I have not recognized you. Honorable members, we will now proceed with the voting. And this is my ruling. There will be no comments now. Honorable
Deputy Speaker,
members.
I've raised my hand a long time ago.
Honorable members, you are raising frivolous points. You are raising points about a party that can't turn down the volume on devices. That is not a point of order.
How did you know? Because you have not.
Honorable Matulewa, you are now disrupting the procedure.
Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Mashlatsi.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, you must seriously consider this problem of the party that is in the same venue.
Honorable Letsie.
Thank you
Honorable
very much,
members.
Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mashlatsi. Honorable members, as I have said now a number of times, this procedure was decided on by the chief whips. There was no decision on how parties would individually deal with a matter, whether they are in one venue or whether they are in separate venues. That is a matter for the party, and I propose that the chief whips take this further with the chief whips forum to decide on this. I'm not going to rule on that. We will now proceed. Honorable Reddy, Honorable
Sorry, the
Matilewa.
Deputy Speaker, please allow me, please. Really.
You are now
Deputy Speaker, you've made two rulings. No, you've made two rulings. One, you said members must not put on their cameras, and members are putting on their camera. It's affecting the bandwidth. And the second one, you said you're not going to entertain points of orders. And yet we are having a whole lot of this. Now, the point that's being raised is a very valid point. The Chief Whips Forum discussed everything else except this. And I see that there's a loophole that's being created here, and we must be aware of this. We don't want processes of parliament to become farcical, because now you have a situation where members are sitting in one place using one device. We never thought that somebody would be such big crooks when we had the Chief Whips Forum, but this crookery has now come to light. What are we doing about this?
Honorable Reddy, I sit with the Zoom in front of me. I have the participants list, and the members of the ANC are on separate devices. So your point is not valid. And we will now proceed because you are now interrupting the process. You are in fact now trying to stop the process, which I will not allow because we are in a voting procedure. So, Honourable Ntuli, I am not entertaining any more points of order. We will now proceed.
It's not a point of order, Chair. It's members who have been kicked out over and over from the platform.
We will take that up. The table is quite aware of that. And we have, in fact, for your confirmation.
Then we can't carry on if the table is aware, Chair. This is unfair.
That's right.
Mr. Speaker,
We
can you
can't
hear me
carry
now?
on if people are being kicked out. You can't expect us to carry on and vote when our members have been kicked out by your system. No, Chair.
Honourable
No.
Mkhize, we are quite aware when a member was
Fix
on.
it. Let's take a break, then you fix it.
Honourable Mkhize, you are now in contempt. And I will warn you now.
No.
This is your final warning.
Sorry, Deputy Speaker. No, it's
Honourable
not
Reddy,
contempt.
I am on the platform.
To Principal of Master High School.
But you can't say that's contempt.
That
The
is
Chief Whip
contempt
of
to speak
MK
whilst
is
I am
explaining
speaking.
something that makes
Honourable
perfect
Reddy.
sense.
Honourable Reddy.
And you're not responding to that.
Honourable
It's not
Reddy,
fair.
I am busy. But the Honourable Mkhize is not giving me the opportunity to explain. That is disrespectful. That is in contempt of the chair. So I have now explained how it works. We sit with all the members online. There are 404 people online, including the staff. So we know exactly who is on. We have taken photos of when the platform closed. We know exactly who was online and who was not. This is also being recorded, so we know exactly who the participants are. Please don't make inferences that aren't true just because you want to disrupt the whole process. Honourable members, we will now proceed with the voting. Any objections can be raised after the voting, then the vote can be challenged, but not whilst we are busy with a procedure. We will now proceed.
Math and no. Mkina PS. Mkina PS.
You are muted, member. Honourable member, you are muted.
You're muted. No.
Mkweba T.
No.
Mhaule MR.
Chair. Sorry, Chair. The last vote was Honorable Mkhize, the chair. That was not a lady. Can we revert back, please?
We are still coming to the Honourable Mkhize.
No, Chair. I don't mean Mkhize of MK Party. It was Mkhize, the chairperson of this committee, and the voice was a lady. So please revert back. 2 votes back.
Mgweba T.
No.
Mahaule MR.
No.
Mhlauli NB.
My vote is no.
Mkhize ZL.
I vote no.
Mkutu L.
No.
Molotsani ML.
My vote is no.
Mudise Mpya M.
I vote no.
Mwela MS.
No. No.
Mufokeng ML.
No.
Muhai SJ.
It's a no.
Mkwena JL.
I vote no.
Moraka AT.
I vote no.
Murulong IK.
No.
Musika CS.
No.
Mutaung NE.
No.
No.
Mutsecha MA.
No, Chair.
Mutwaledi PA.
Deputy Speaker, you would recall that I had pointed out the situation about Mutwalet. Thanks.
I just wanted to also now alert you that you can vote on behalf of the Honorable Motsoaledi.
He is voting no.
Mpapani DE.
I vote no.
Mkhaga M.
No.
Mtolo NE.
I vote no.
Munyai TB.
I vote no. Thank you.
Mutambi AF.
I vote no. Thank you.
Mvana NQ.
No.
Nalumango RS.
I vote no.
Ndaben Abrams ST. Ndabeni Abrahams ST. Ndalani NA.
No. I vote no.
Ndamase P.
No.
Nilmay HE.
No.
Nell AC.
I vote no.
Nemazinga Shabalala J.
I vote no.
Nkabani NP.
I
Nkabani
vote
NP.
no.
Nkopani NS.
Video is on. It is on.
But that was Fathia's gadget.
I
Deputy.
vote no.
Nkosi NE.
No.
I vote no.
Nkosi VA.
My vote is no.
Nonsele M.
I vote no.
Ngola X.
I vote no.
Nchalinchali LL.
I vote no.
Nshaveni KPS.
I vote no.
Ntuli DR. Ntuli DR.
Dipuo Ntuli, I'm voting no. No.
Ntuli M.
My vote is no. Thank you.
Zimande BE.
I vote no.
Nzuza NB.
I vote no.
Phahla MJ. Phahla MJ. Phiri CM.
No, Mchuchus. I vote no.
Polwani MB.
Tiagana, I vote no.
Lakis WTD.
No.
Pule DD. Pule DD. Ramaila KS.
If we just go back on Minister Pule, you are muted.
Pule DD.
My vote is no, Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Ramaila KS.
I vote no. Thank you.
Ramokopa ML.
Hi, Josephine.
I vote no. I vote no.
It's my phone. Okay.
Ramokopa KD.
I vote no.
Ramulubeng KA.
I vote no.
Sangoni KLN.
It's a no from me.
Sapo L.
No.
Siebi AM. Siabi
No.
AM.
I vote
Siete.
no.
Siete MO.
Voting no.
Sikite M.
No.
Sikwati SC.
I vote no.
Silamulela SD.
What? I vote no. No, it's fine.
Sine MM.
I vote no.
Shabangu FL.
It's a no.
Sibia NM.
It's a no.
Simelane TP.
No.
Siweya RT.
It's a no for me.
Skosana GJ.
I vote no.
Sokanyile T.
I vote no.
Sokopo MM.
I vote no.
Sompa Masiu, NS.
I vote no.
Sokyu, MM.
I vote no.
Subrathi, SI.
I vote no.
Swat B.
I vote no.
Tau, MPF.
I vote no.
Tikana Kotiwe, W.
I vote no.
Long, KC.
I vote no. I vote no.
Olashe, NG. Olashe, NG.
I vote no.
Yes.
Oteti, NT.
I vote no.
Abanchaba, PP. Abanchaba, PP.
Please unmute, honourable member. Please unmute.
I vote no.
Theko, ST. Theko, ST.
I vote no.
Zikalala, S.
I vote no.
Abrahams, ALA.
I'm voting no.
Alexander, WR.
I vote no.
Atkinson, PG.
I vote no.
Ocamp, WAS.
I vote no.
Honourable Plaikis, could you please mute your microphone? Honourable Plaikis.
Bahrain M.
No.
Baptia EV.
Honourable Deputy Speaker, Honourable Bapti was thrown off the platform after the doors closed, so I'm voting no on his behalf.
Thank you. Honourable Chetty, please mute. Honourable Breitenbach, we will look into the matter, so we will just check Honourable Bapti if he was thrown afterwards, and then you, as Chief Whip, you may vote on his behalf.
Thank you.
Basson LJ.
I vote no.
Bateman AG.
I vote no.
Bath EM.
I vote no.
Bergman D.
I vote no.
Bloom JB.
I vote no.
Botlani TK.
No.
Ballman NJ.
I vote no.
Breitenbach G.
No.
Berg MJ,
Voting against. So no.
Cameroon, I,
No.
Kasim Y,
Honourable Speaker, the same applies to Honourable Kasim. He was thrown off after the doors closed. So he votes no.
Thank you.
Chance RWT,
No.
JTM,
I vote no.
Christians DC,
I vote no.
Christy KA,
No.
Clark MO, Clark MO,
I vote no.
De Blok van Skeltinga AD,
I vote no.
No.
De Villiers JN,
No.
Engelbrecht J,
No.
Isaac F,
No.
Gondwe MM, she's not there. Graham Murray SJ,
I vote no.
Kwahube S,
Honourable Deputy Speaker, again, Honourable Kwarube was chucked off after the doors closed, so she votes no.
Hatting C,
No.
Horn W,
No.
Hansinger CHH,
I vote no.
Ismail H,
Honourable Deputy Speaker, Honourable Ishmael was also thrown off after the doors closed, so she votes no.
Jordan C,
No.
Khobisa Ngaba K,
I vote no.
Khao KL,
Kelebo Mzamisa Puisano, I vote against. Thank you.
Kanyile TA,
I vote no.
Klopper DD,
I vote no.
Kola D,
I vote no.
Kriye HCC,
I vote no.
Labaskachne C,
I vote no.
Leroux KWD,
I vote no.
Lindet E,
No.
Lorima JRB,
No.
Mabena TB,
I vote no.
Macpherson DW, sorry,
No.
Matigizela BS,
No.
Malatsi MS,
I vote no.
Mare EJ,
No.
Masango BS,
No.
Maseko LM,
No.
Manier DJ,
I vote no.
Mazone NWA,
I vote no.
Mbiko F,
I vote no.
Maglua JJ,
I vote no.
Mdluli MM,
I vote no.
Michalakis G,
No.
Milham KJ,
I vote no.
Moore SJ,
I vote no.
PTL, PTL, what is the platform? Mayberg NG.
No.
Nana, ME.
I vote no.
No Dada, BB.
I vote no.
Peach, WD.
I vote no.
Puli, CJ.
No.
Potgieter, LR.
No.
Powell, EL.
No.
Ramongalo, TR.
No.
Ross, AC.
No.
Sarupen, AN.
I vote no.
Schikkeling, L.
I vote no.
Schreiber, LA.
No.
Sitlolo, IS.
I vote no.
Sheriff, NK.
I vote no.
Shelembe, ML. Shelembe, ML. Okay. Singh, S.
Honourable Deputy Speaker, Honourable Singh was also thrown off the platform after the doors closed, so she votes no.
Sitole, RJ.
I vote against.
Sweet, CFB.
I vote against no.
Smith, R.
No.
Spies, ERJ.
No.
Steinhazen, JH.
I vote no.
Van die Waard, D.
No.
Van Zane, AM.
Honourable Deputy Speaker, Honourable Van Zyl was also thrown off the platform after the doors closed, she votes no.
Vilakazi, SG.
Point of order, Deputy Speaker.
What is your point of order, Honorable Lonzi?
I want to check if after you have checked with the table, whether you will report back to the House on these members. I mean, this is the 8th member now that we're being told is thrown out of the platform. That's an anomaly, even on technical terms. And someone losing network because they are on a flight doesn't count as Parliament throwing them out of the platform. They've left the meeting. So I'm counting. I just hope that after you have checked, you will come back to us.
Yes, I'm also counting. Thank you, Honorable Lonzi. We are checking as we go along, and I will definitely come back to you. Thank you.
Vilakazi, SG. Wakeling, KH.
Honorable Mkhize, please mute your microphone. Honorable Mkhize.
The cranes are misbehaving.
Honorable members, please mute your microphones. Honorable Mkhize, thank you.
Wakeling, KH.
No.
Zondi, S.
I vote no.
Abada ZS.
I vote yes.
Utelezi N.
I vote yes.
Cele, ZKA.
I vote yes.
Douglas, WM.
I vote yes. Thank you.
Gamma, SI.
I vote yes.
Gamete, TI.
Chair, this is
Correct.
the member that I said was kicked out of the platform.
Okay. we'll check
Thank you. And are you voting on his behalf? We will check whether he was on or not.
Yes, Chair, he votes yes.
Thank you.
Gasa, MM.
I vote yes.
Kwabaza, NB.
I vote yes.
Hlophe, MJ.
He was also kicked out of the platform, Chair. He votes yes.
Kubeka, TTS.
I vote yes.
Kubukeli, P.
I vote yes.
Litchfield, Chabalala, K.
Yebo, yes, that's my vote.
Madlala, EK.
Ivoti lami liwuyebo.
Madlala, KB.
I vote yes.
Mafahane, MC.
Chair, I had mentioned before we started that I'll be voting on behalf of Comrade Mafahane. She votes yes.
Malinga, JS. Malinga, JS. Manyi,
I
M.
vote yes.
Okay,
I vote yes.
thank you. Manyi, M.
I vote yes.
Matutu, MJ.
Chair, he was kicked out of the platform. He votes yes.
Mbata, MS. Mbata, MS. Not.
Yes.
Mbele, HH. Mbele, HH.
Yes, I vote yes.
Mchunu, G.
My vote is yes.
Mjadu, TS.
I'm voting yes.
Mkize, P.
I vote yes.
Mkize, SW.
I vote yes.
Mkize, SP.
I had reported, Chair, he votes yes.
Mkongi, BM.
I vote yes.
Mlotshwa, SN.
Yebo, yes. I vote yes.
Mngadi, PP.
She was kicked out of the platform, Chair. She votes yes.
Mgqithama, JA. Mgqithama, JA.
Comrade
Mohale.
Mutama, you're on mute.
Is he here? Is on the platform. Mgqithama, JA.
Honourable member, please unmute your microphone. We see that you are on the platform.
We'll come back to it. Mohale, IS.
I vote yes.
Mukwena Zondi, SMN.
I vote yes.
Moodley, SR.
Chairperson, can you
My vote is yes.
Okay. Mqitama JA,
My vote is yes. Thank you.
Mutawung G,
It's an obvious one. It's a yes.
Motubatse MP,
I must vote yes. It's a yes.
Msezane MP,
The vote is yes, Mhlali Ngaphambili.
Mthethwa ZE,
It's yes.
Mtolo JB,
Yes, thank you.
Mtweni NA,
Yes.
Muhammad MBB,
I'm struggling to get my camera on, but it's a yes.
Mwali SG,
I vote in favor of the motion.
Nchabeleng A.
The vote is yes, Chairperson.
Ngobese WQ.
My vote is yes, Chairperson.
Ngubane JS.
It's a yes. It's a yes, Chairperson.
Nkosi SI.
I vote yes.
Nomvalo S.
He votes yes, Chairperson. I had reported to the table.
Nchaba D. Nchaba
Yes.
D.
Yes.
Numalo NI.
It's a yes for me. Chair, it's a yes. Thank you.
Khadebe HM.
I vote yes.
Ready VG.
I'm sorry, Speaker, but you shouldn't have tried to protect this delinquent president. I vote.
Honorable Reddy, we couldn't hear what you're saying because you broke up, but please, yes, no, abstain.
Sorry, no. Am I audible?
You are audible now.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are now.
I just said that, yes, I said, sorry, Speaker, but you should not have tried to protect this delinquent president. I vote.
I suka.
Silepe LD.
Is the yes, yebo.
Shangase LG.
I vote yes.
Shongwe CV.
I vote yes.
Skosana DM.
I vote yes.
Taibosh G.
It's a yes. Yes.
Temba 80.
I vote yes.
Van Rooyen DDD.
I vote yes.
Zuma BES.
I vote yes.
Aris LH,
I vote yes.
Lose MP, Lose MP, member is online currently.
Please unmute Honorable Blose.
Technology.
Honorable Blose, we see that you are online, but can you please just unmute?
The vote is yes, Deputy Speaker.
Chirwa Bungose, NN.
I vote yes, Speaker.
Diale BK. Diale BK.
Sorry, Deputy Speaker. She was online. She got kicked off. She's voting a definite yes.
Dlamini M.
I vote yes.
Quilishe S.
I vote yes, Speaker.
Kaula MS.
She voted
Khoza.
yes. She was kicked out by the system.
We'll check. Khoza M.
Thank you. I vote yes.
Komane LM.
Was kicked out by the system. He votes yes.
Letlape MS.
I vote yes. Komani. Thank you.
Komane.
I vote yes.
Okay. Lonzi S.
Yes.
Mylola PR.
She was kicked out. She votes yes.
Malema JS.
I'm voting yes.
Mananga L. Apologies for the pronunciation. Mananga L.
Thank you, Speaker. It is a yes from me.
Mawotwe OMC.
It's a definite yes.
Mare P.
Yes.
Mashabela NR.
Yes, Speaker.
Matulelwa B.
I vote yes, Deputy Speaker.
Matheus L.
I vote yes, Chair.
Matthias NS.
He was kicked out. He votes yes.
Matiwane C.
Ewe makambi ngalo mzuzu.
Mendenkuna NV.
I vote yes.
Mhlongo NM.
Ngivota yebo lomkhulu.
Mkalipi HO.
Oh, yes, I vote yes, definitely. Deputy Speaker, yes.
Mohale TP.
I vote yes.
Mohlala MR.
Yes.
Mokwele TJ.
Kya dumellana?
Mthethwa E.
Yes, Deputy Speaker.
Niehaus CG.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I vote yes. Ya yebo.
Noluchungu NJ.
I vote yes.
Tlangwini EN.
I vote yes.
Pambo V.
I vote yes.
Paulson MN.
Extemia.
Shikwambana M.
I vote yes.
Tafeni N.
I vote yes.
Tambo S.
I vote yes.
Tembekwayo SS.
I vote yes.
Tito LF.
I vote yes.
Buthelezi EM.
I'm voting against.
Was I
Buthelezi.
audible? Yeah, I'm voting against.
Okay, thanks. Buthelezi NZ. Buthelezi NZ. Xabekulu RN.
I'm voting no. Huh? What's going on here? Can you hear my voice? I'm voting no.
Atebe NM.
I vote no.
Sabisa VF.
Madam Deputy Speaker, Honorable Shavisa and Honorable NZ Buthelezi got kicked out and they vote no.
Kengwa M.
No.
Langa TM.
No.
Langa TM.
Big Barrage.
Honorable Chibekulu, could you please just mute your mic?
No.
Lutuli BN. Lutuli BN.
I vote no.
Machi BE.
I vote no.
Majozi Z. Majozi Z.
I vote no.
Mhlongo NH.
I vote no.
Mwangu MA. Mwangu MA. Ngobo SL.
I vote no.
Ngobese AK.
I vote no, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Sing N.
No.
Van der Merwe LL.
It's a big no from me. Thank you.
Zondo SS.
Effect no.
Bason JA. Bason JA.
Madam Speaker, she was on the platform. She's voting no.
Sorry, I'm here, Madam Speaker. I'm voting no.
Daniels MV.
Honorable House Chair, absolutely no, we cannot support the EFF's motion.
Hendrik.
Just vote. Stop talking.
You can't tell me what to do. Talk there to the delinquent.
Honorable members.
I'm
you are
telling
out of
you,
order.
there's
Honorable
nothing that you can
Kaliki.
do.
Honorable
He needs rehabilitation. Deputy Speaker, you see.
Honorable Malema.
He thinks we are scared of him. He's got
Honorable
mental
members.
issues.
I just have to
Honorable members.
We're
We're now going to
belong to
move.
his gangs
Honorable
of six,
Kalipi.
of seven, but not.
Please
But
remove
not
yourself.
part of the network.
better than
You
everyone.
are a killing
Remove.
you.
Honorable
Shut
Daniels.
If this man has anger issues.
Honorable,
He thinks
I
we are
am now
scared of him
removing.
because he runs cartel.
Yeah?
You must be
You are
tested,
not scared
Wena.
of
You
him,
must be
Wena.
tested. You are high on something.
Yeah, full of notes,
Honorable Deputy Speaker,
We have lost the battle.
we can't have
You
people
Daniels, you are
disrespecting
high on
people with their
something.
fathers. He must withdraw that thing.
We can't have
This is not
rallies
his house.
here.
It's not his
You are
tavern.
the one who
Deputy
started.
Speaker, can you
Your
protect
leader's
us,
got
please?
withdrawal symptoms as he's sitting there.
Deputy
What must I
Speaker, this is
withdraw?
not tavern of Julius Malema. Can't be
Nonsense.
insulting
Drug
people with their
addicts.
fathers there.
Deputy Speaker, can you take control of the House, please?
Deputy Speaker, you are collapsing this house because you are afraid of PA members.
You are muted,
Guarantee of
Deputy
July. You
Speaker.
are
We
afraid
can't
of
hear
the
you.
movement of
Just
PA.
address this delinquent.
Yeah, you are not
You are
afraid of
afraid.
no woman. You have been chased.
I don't blame you, Speaker. I too will be afraid of. Why are you muting us and you're muting that of PA? You are afraid of PA. You are busy
We are
muting
not-
us. Why?
These amperbas think that is
We are
clever
not
more than
afraid of you.
All of you combined, we
Speaker,
are
why?
not scared of you.
Speaker, why are you muting us
combined.
and you are afraid of?
Speaker, you
He's
must
the one who
conduct
started
online
this.
drug
Your
tests here.
staff
Honourable
members are
Malema,
problematic.
you are in contempt, and Honourable, please
You
remove
must
the
learn to
Honourable
Attend
Daniels.
respect
to that
people
town
We
needs
are
of
not
PA
scared
first.
of
Why are you attending to other
anything.
people's
We are
business?
not scared of
Please
anything.
understand, Speaker, you are afraid of
Please
that
remove
gangster
the
of
Honourable
PA, but you are not
Mokwele.
afraid.
Bring Mal
You must
Emma.
never,
Please
That guy is a
remove
clown.
the Honourable
disrespect
Daniels.
our
Mal Emma.
president. You must not disrespect our president.
Honourable
President.
Managa.
Aibo. Test Mal Emma.
Honourable Daniels. Could we please remove Honourable Daniels? Honourable, thank you. Honourable Wessels. Honourable Wessels, your hand is raised. Is that a point of order? Please proceed.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker. I couldn't unmute. Deputy Speaker, this is completely unacceptable, and I request you to refer the members that have acted in such a gross, disorderly fashion to the Powers and Privileges Committee. This is unacceptable, and I plead with you to use your powers to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Wessels. That will indeed be considered. Honourable Maotwe.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. We welcome the removal of Honorable Daniels. It's long overdue. Actually, you sending him out is not enough. Let's send him to a rehabilitation center.
Honourable
Really, he needs to be
Maotwe.
rehabilitated. This is
About
uncalled
you.
for.
I have now dealt with the matter. Honourable Van Wyk.
Speaker, it can be correct. I'm rising on the rule of 84. It can be correct that each and every time we are being insulted here, and then you allow it, Speaker. We have been called names, we are drug addicts. Even one of
Honourable
our
Van
children
Wyk.
of an honorable member was called to say that they hope
Honourable
that she
Van Wyk,
doesn't
I have now
receive
dealt with the
drugs.
matter. You are
Can
not
you
going to
please deal
debate
with
the
that
matter
matter as well?
now.
And why are you
Honourable Van Wyk,
removing Honorable
I have
Daniels?
now dealt with the matter. You are also now in contempt.
Ja, maar die mense sien ons nie.
Honourable Van Wyk, we are now proceeding with the vote.
Hendricks E.
That's a no, Deputy Speaker.
J.T.
J, vote no.
Mackenzie G.
Bias list near.
Mhlanga M.L.
Near.
Mhlanga M.L.
No.
Please unmute your microphone, Honourable Member.
Ka angivumi.
Peters S.
Ek vote nee.
Sauls A.Q.
I vote no. Thank you.
Van Wyk S.H.M.
Ek vote nee teen nonsense. Thank you.
Boshoff, WJ.
No, Deputy Speaker. No. It is not parliamentary to say nonsense. Can that honorable member please withdraw?
Honorable Maltwe, we will proceed. That is not a point of order. We will now proceed.
Deputy Speaker, you overheard him say nonsense. How is that not unparliamentary?
Honorable member, I'm not.
Honorable
ruling-
Speaker, they've been doing this for 10 years before the PA arrived.
Honorable
disrupting.
members,
We are here.
Honorable Minister, and Honorable
Nonsense is
Hendricks.
nonsense.
Honorable members, you are now also in contempt. We will now proceed the voting.
Boshoff WJ.
Adjunct Minister, ek stem nee.
Danner H.
Nee.
Groenewald PJ.
Deputy Speaker, the Honourable Groenewald was kicked out. He was on the platform, but he was kicked out. He votes no.
Mulder CP.
The same Honourable Deputy Speaker, Honourable Mulder was on the platform, but he was kicked out recently. He votes no.
Van Staden PA.
Ek stem nee, adjunct speaker, dankie.
Wessels WW.
I vote no.
Beasley AD.
I vote no.
James DE.
I vote no.
Kobe MP.
I vote no.
Liklape TKS.
I vote no.
Ngobeni LM.
I vote no.
Trolip RAP.
I vote no.
Meshwe KRJ.
I vote yes.
Swart SN.
I vote yes.
Thring WM.
Deputy Speaker has indicated Mr. Thring was on the platform but had to catch a plane and therefore he had to leave the platform. Thank you.
Are you voting? Okay, can vote.
He would have voted yes, but I think the fact that he left the platform would disqualify him from voting.
Correct.
Holomisa BH. Holomisa BH. Kwankwa NLS. Kwankwa NLS. Nontenja CT. Voting no. Ghana SM.
No.
Zibi SS.
Voting no.
Klaus Webster NL.
Voting no.
Maimane MA.
Voting no.
Machau TL.
Voting yes.
Sungula V.
I vote yes.
Hendricks MGE.
I vote no.
Ismail Musa I.
Thank you. I vote no.
Frenchman.
Viva Thoko.
Frenchman S.
Yes.
Nyonso M.
I vote no.
Mahlatsi LW.
I, Lehlohonolo Bantu Wanda Masadzi, vote yes.
Delil P.
I vote yes. Sorry.
Sorry, Deputy Speaker, I vote no. Thank you.
Your conscience was speaking to you.
Honourable members, we will now check whether there are any members who have not voted, who are on the platform that we have skipped. I think that we have covered everyone, but if you can just give us a moment so that we can just check with the table if there are any outstanding names. There are 2 members that were on the platform, but we could not hear them, so we will just call their names out again.
Ligaraba. Ligaraba, L-E. Or Ligaraba, L-E.
No.
Makubela, L-S.
Deputy Speaker, can you allow me to come in?
I vote
She's there.
no.
Thank you, Honourable Ntuli. You can now proceed.
No, thank you, Deputy Speaker. I wanted to indicate that those members were on the platform but didn't vote, but I'm fine now.
Thank you, Honourable Ismail Musa.
Yes, our leader of the party, I haven't heard his name called out.
We have
The
called his
Honourable
name. He has
Deputy.
voted. He has voted.
Thank you. Thank you for confirming, Honourable Chair.
Is there anyone else that we have skipped? We will now check with the list that we have, where the people who were kicked off the system were indeed logged on when the doors closed. Honourable members, the voting session is now closed and we will now check all the names against those who were present or not. Honourable Nolochungu.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. You have removed members of the EFF without giving prior notice. With Honorable Daniels, you did caution him, but the members of the EFF were removed without any prior notice. Can you please reinstate them? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. That matter can be taken up later. It is not now the time to deal with the matter. If there are any objections to my removal, there is a process that needs to be followed where an objection can be raised. So the voting session is now closed. We will now tally the votes. Honorable Matthys.
Thank you, Chair. Our Chief Whip raised a point of order with you, and you were rather dismissive, Deputy Speaker. You do understand the processes that if you are removing a member from the platform, that you need to indicate so, and you did it. So we're asking you for an explanation. Obviously, if we don't agree with it, then we'll take it up on other platforms. But you haven't told us why you removed them without informing them, as you did with Honorable Daniels. So that's all our Chief Whip is asking, and you've been so dismissive.
Indeed, Honorable Matthys, I have indicated that if the Honorable Member is not happy with my removal, there are processes that can be followed. I need not give an explanation right now. Any ruling, as is in the rule book, may be challenged afterwards, not during the plenary. So that
Chair,
will be taken up.
Okay, but Deputy Chair, we're not challenging the ruling. We are asking why you did not inform us that you were removing our members. That's all we are saying. Whether you're not telling us, and you understand that very well, Deputy Speaker, that you have to say we are removing so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so from the platform. You only did it with Honorable Daniels. That's all we're asking, why you did not do that with our members and you did it with Daniels.
That is a
The
matter of
reason you did
debate.
it. No, but it's not. You
That
did,
is a
Deputy
matter
Speaker.
of
It's not a
debate.
debate. You
And
didn't. We were shocked.
Honorable
We didn't
Matthys, you
know.
are now also out of order. That was
I'm
my
not out
ruling.
of order. You out
And
of order. I'll go
Honorable
off.
Matthys, all of this will be in a report to the office of the Speaker, from which it will be referred to the relevant body, whether it be the disciplinary committee, whether it be the powers and privileges committee. Whenever a member is removed, a report must be submitted, which is what I will do.
Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker.
I cannot see any hands raised, so I cannot.
It's me, Deputy Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Maltwe, I am now at the point where I want to give the result. So I
Yeah.
with that.
I understand that, Deputy Speaker. Maybe you are tired. It's been a long day, we understand. But Deputy Speaker, the point that is being raised is, can you give us reasons why they were removed? It's not about writing the report. It's not about anything. Is there a reason? You outlined the reason why you're removing Honorable Daniels, and you have not done the same with our members.
No requirement for me to indicate to you the reasons why I have removed the members.
They were
There will
disruptive.
be,
You were right, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Piri, I have also not recognized you. I will now give the results of the motion. Those in favor of the motion, 101. Those against the motion, 282. The motion is therefore not agreed to. Honourable members, I will now recognize the Chief Whip. Honourable Ntuli.
Deputy Speaker, thank you very much. You are recognizing me on the next item on the agenda, or you are recognizing me on the basis of how I'm a bit lost.
No, my apologies. I'm jumping the gun. So the
For
first
celebrations.
Honourable members, we now proceed with the order list. The first order of the day is the consideration of the report.
The voting cows be released from prison now.
But it can be the first order, Deputy Speaker.
Not recognize you, neither did I recognize you, Honourable Maotwe. The results will indeed be released, and it will be in the minutes of the plenary with the names, which will be available. The first order of the day is the consideration of report of Standing Committee on Finance on oversight visit to the South African Revenue Services National Operations Command Centre in Swane on the 30th of April 2026. And I have now the Honourable Masangwani.
Deputy Speaker, can I disrupt you for a second?
Yes, you may.
The reason I was raising my hand, and my apology for that, I wanted to request you that the table should then readmit all members who have been out of the platform when we are voting. Thanks.
Yes, that will be done. We will now proceed. The Honourable Maswanganyi.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, Ministers, honorable members of the House. I hereby table the report of the Standing Committee on Finance on the oversight visit to SARS on the 30th of April 2026. On 30th April 2026, SCOF undertook an oversight visit to SARS data center. The main purpose of the visit was to obtain insight into revenue administration and compliance, the illicit economy, and the day-to-day activities of the National Ops Center. SARS is one of the most critical organs of state because it funds the South African government and sustains the national economy. The visit formed part of the committee's approved program and followed earlier parliamentary engagements with SARS during BRRR process, the budget vote process, and consideration of SARS annual performance plan. The program for the visit identified the focus areas as revenue administration, compliance, digital transformation, the illicit economy, and the data processing center. The visit was intended to enable the committee to exercise oversight over SARS operational systems and institutional capabilities in relation to revenue collection, compliance enforcement, digital administration, and enforcement functions, and to observe the extent to which these support the effective discharge of SARS statutory responsibilities. During the oversight visit on 30th April, SARS presented its mandate and institutional role in democratic South Africa. SARS also presented its strategic playbook for the next phase of institutional development. The committee was informed that SARS Vision 2030 seeks to build a smart, modern SARS with unquestionable integrity that is trusted and admired. SARS also presented the committee with the next phase of its digital transformation agenda. SARS also briefed the committee on what it described as South Africa's illicit economic crisis. The committee was informed that this has led to the establishment of the National Illicit Economy Disruption Program. SARS referred in this regard to the State of the Nation address delivered by President Ramaphosa on 12 February 2026, in which he stated that government was establishing a National Illicit Economy Disruption Program, bringing together key state agencies and other stakeholders, including the private sector, and that high-risk sectors such as tobacco, fuel, alcohol, and other counterfeit goods will be targeted through the effective use of data analytics and artificial intelligence. The committee acknowledges and welcomes the additional funding allocated to SARS by the Minister of Finance. The committee considered this additional support necessary in view of SARS' central role in revenue collection, customs administration, compliance enforcement, digital modernization, and the fight against the illicit economy. The committee again recommends that National Treasury should continue to provide SARS with adequate, predictable, and appropriately structured funding for this institution to discharge its mandate effectively. The committee also recommends that SARS, the Border Management Authority, and the relevant departments finalize an interagency governance, operating frameworks for the Smart Border Reform Program before the operating arrangements for the border public-private partnerships are concluded. The committee welcomes SARS' continued digital transformation and modernization. The committee notes the machine learning automated assessment, pre-populated returns, artificial intelligence detection models, and a real-time operational dashboards have become central to taxpayer service, compliance, risk management, enforcement. The committee, nevertheless, observes that the increasing reliance on artificial intelligence, integrated taxpayer data, and automated decision-making requires strong governance, cybersecurity, and accumulation safeguards. The committee therefore recommends that SARS strengthen its taxpayer education and service access programs in rural and underserviced areas. I therefore move that the report be adopted. Honorable
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable members, I will now recognize political parties wishing to make a declaration. The usual times for declaration of votes will apply. The MK.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. MK concurs with the assertion that the work of SARS should be understood not merely as tax collection in a narrow administrative sense, but as part of the state's broader constitutional and developmental architecture. SARS is an institution whose work must have a transformational impact on the well-being of the lives of people, especially the most vulnerable, by enabling the state to fund public services and developmental programs. It is our submission as MK Party that in its current form, SARS is not in a position to fully discharge its noble mandate. We note the presented historical revenue and taxpayer register data showing the growth of tax administration over time. Unfortunately, Chairperson, the austerity-driven funding model limits SARS revenue generation capacity. Also, the ambiguous and confused relationship between SARS and the Border Management Authority, where SARS presents itself as holding statutory custom authority, while the Border Management Authority claimed operational primacy at the port. This relationship between the two, where overlapping mandates were created and duplicated, and definitely cause a lot of gaps that are exploited by syndicates. The relationship between the Border Management Authority and the South African National Defence Force, where the absence of structured handover protocols from borderline interceptions to port enforcement create a major gap, which is also exploited by criminal syndicates. And the relationship between SARS and the Department of Home Affairs, where separate immigration and customs systems are slowing processes, enable identity fraud and weak trade abuse detection. During this oversight visit, a critical question was posed. Given the progress reported on SARS' digital transformation agenda, how did all this transformation progress fail to detect what happened at Palapala? How did Palapala crime survive SARS scrutiny? SARS failed to respond, and we hope they will be able to account to the nation when brought before the impeachment committee. Chairperson, if anything, this report confirms that SARS is selectively and not optimally used to execute its mandate. The report is more of a compliance exercise that lacks drastic and radical resolutions needed to transform our revenue enhancement effort, and it doesn't deserve MK Party support. We reject it and urge all voters to continue punishing GNU by voting MK Party in the coming local government election. It is only MK Party that will introduce more effective SARS. SARS that is not going to be afraid of white capital. SARS that is not going to victimize vulnerable emerging Black businesses. Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I will now recognize the EFF.
Thank you very much, House Chair. Chair, while we were unable to form part of the oversight visit to the South African Revenue Services, we're happy that the recommendations proposed coming out of the visit are exactly what we've always been saying. We welcome the recognition that SARS needs additional funding as it continues with the successful rebuilding in the post-state capture era, modernization and digital transformation, and flagship projects that seek to consolidate revenue collection. However, we must remind our colleagues in the Standing Committee of Finance and the National Assembly that it is not the Minister of Finance who allocates additional funding to SARS. It is this Parliament. It will not be National Treasury that gives SARS funding. It is this Parliament that must take a decisive step and fund SARS to maximum capacity. When SARS is maximally funded, it is our democracy that will benefit. It is the South African society that will benefit. But it is also the tax leakages that need SARS maximum attention and the people engaged in aggressive tax avoidance who need to be confronted. To do this, a piecemeal funding approach will not yield the results that we want. We as Parliament must fund SARS, not National Treasury, not the Minister of Finance. And that is how money bills actually work. House Chair, the issue of fragmentation and mandate tension between the SARS, Border Management Authority, and other departments involved in border management is self-inflicted and unnecessary. We have to go back and look at the legislation that established the Border Management Authority because as it stands, it is both impeding the work and costing taxpayers money. While people are paid ridiculously high salaries at the top, but workers are removed from permanent positions into contract work through outsourcing and labor brokering. This is why they wanted to create the BMA over and above the abuse of weak border controls to smuggle goods into our republic. We agree to the recommendation that the idea of public-private partnerships will not solve the challenges facing South Africa with regard to border management. No one must profit from border management. This is a matter of national economic security and our sovereignty as a country. Lastly, House Chair, we must admit that in the past 10 years, while SARS has made progress in terms of institutional rebuilding, it has failed to resolve aggressive tax avoidance by multinationals. Hence, its focus now on what we consider small-scale aggressive tax avoidance. But the solution is not with SARS, House Chair. It is with us as members of Parliament to fix the law. We are lawmakers and we must make the laws that will make this country to run smoothly. The EFF supports the report. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. The IFP.
Thank you very much, House Chairperson. Effective revenue administration is essential to the state's ability to fund public services and support economic development. We note the 1.6 trillion in additional revenue raised between 2019 and 2026, which demonstrates the importance of investing in a capable and effective SARS. However, these gains must be protected through adequate funding, sound administration, and clear accountability. Concerns regarding fragmented border mandates, information sharing, and consequence management reinforce the need for effective implementation of the Smart Border Reform Program and responsible stewardship of public resources. As SARS expands use of digital systems and artificial intelligence, strong safeguards for taxpayer information, cybersecurity, and accountability must also be maintained. The IFP supports stronger taxpayer education and access to services, particularly in rural and underserved communities, so that compliance is made easier and no taxpayer is left behind. The IFP believes that effective oversight must be matched by effective implementation. We therefore support this report and reaffirm our commitment to capable institutions, accountable governance, and ensuring that public resources serve the people of South Africa. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I will now recognize the PA.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair. The Patriotic Alliance rises to support the consideration of the Standing Committee on Finance's report on its oversight visit to the SARS National Operations Command Center in Tshwane. This report is more than a procedural entry. It is a clear indicator of where our revenue administration stands and where it must urgently go. The committee's visit showed that SARS is steadily rebuilding its institutional strength. The command center demonstrates improved digital systems, better data analytics, and a renewed focus on compliance and enforcement. These are encouraging signs of an institution recovering from years of instability and governance failures. But Honorable House Chair, the PA must stress a critical point. The illicit economy remains one of the greatest threats to the South Africa's fiscal health. Criminal networks are organized, well-resourced, and increasingly sophisticated. Technology alone cannot defeat them. SARS needs sustained investment, specialized skills, and stronger coordination with law enforcement and intelligence agencies. We cannot expect world-class results from an institution that is asked to do more with less. The oversight visit also highlighted the importance of protecting the data processing center, the nerve center of taxpayer information. Strengthening this infrastructure is essential for safeguarding the integrity of our revenue system and ensuring that every rand due to the state is collected. Honorable House Chair, the Patriotic Alliance supports this report because it aligns our core belief: a strong, well-resourced SARS protects the poor, strengthens the fiscus, and ensures that public money reaches the communities it is meant to serve. When we close the taps of the illicit economy, we open the taps of opportunity for our people. The PA therefore calls for continued modernization, enhanced enforcement capacity, and a whole-of-government approach to revenue protection. South Africa cannot afford leakages, loopholes, or lax enforcement. We must build a revenue service that is fair, firm, and fearless. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I will now recognize the FF Plus.
No declaration, House Chair.
Thank you. Action SA.
House Chair, the oversight visit to SARS National Operation Command Center has been a highlight of my time as a Member of Parliament. That visit demonstrated something important. Competence, professionalism, and innovation can be hallmarks of South Africa's public service. When the right political leadership is applied, when institutions are properly managed, and when capable officials are given the resources they need, our state can deliver. Action SA was the first political party to call for additional funding to properly resource and capacitate SARS. What we saw during this oversight visit vindicates that position. And importantly, we are no longer alone in this call. Parties across this House are now calling for greater funding for SARS. That growing consensus is welcome. But we must be clear about why this matters. South Africa has a cancerous illicit economy that deprives the fiscus of billions, undermines legitimate businesses, and fuels organized crime. If we are serious about confronting it, SARS must have the resources, technology, personnel, and institutional capacity to do so. Properly funding and capacitating SARS is therefore not simply an investment in tax collection. It is an investment in the integrity of our economy, in the sustainability of public finances, and the fight against the illicit economy. Action SA will continue to advocate for a SARS that is properly funded, properly capacitated, and empowered to do the job that South Africans expect of it. Action SA supports the report. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable David, can you please mute? Honorable David. Honorable Davids, can you please mute?
Good, you managed.
Structure and support our most vulnerable communities. The oversight visit was therefore important because it allowed Parliament to look beyond reports and statistics and to understand the operational systems and capabilities of SARS, particularly in relation to revenue collection, compliance enforcement, digital transformation, data processing, and the fight against the illicit economy. Al Jamaa recognizes the progress that SARS has made in modernizing its systems and strengthening compliance. However, we must also remain vigilant. Every rand lost through tax evasion, fraud, illicit trade, corruption, or other forms of non-compliance is a rand that could have contributed to schools, hospitals, housing, social development, basic services, and sustainability. The fight against the illicit economy must therefore remain a national priority. Parliament has already expressed concern about the growth of illicit economy activity and damage it causes to our economy. At the same time, we must ensure that enforcement is fair and does not place an unnecessary burden on compliant taxpayers, particularly small businesses and ordinary citizens. Compliance must be accompanied by education, accessibility, efficient service delivery, and respect for taxpayers' rights. Honorable Speaker, digital transformation provides us with an enormous opportunity. Better use of data, technology, and intelligence can improve compliance while making the tax system more efficient and easier for citizens to navigate. I therefore support the report and its recommendations, and we call for continued parliamentary oversight to ensure that SARS remains effective, accountable,
Thank you very much,
technologically
Honorable
capable,
Member. Your
and
time has
focused on
expired.
maximizing revenue for the
Thank you,
benefit of all
Honorable
South Africans.
Member. Your
Malibongwe,
time has
thank
expired.
you.
Honorable Nchabeni, I see your hand is up. Honorable Minister Nchabeni.
I pressed by error, House Chair.
Okay, thank you. We proceed. I will now recognize NCC. PAC. UAT.
Thank you, Chairperson. No declaration from UAT.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Mahlatsi. Good. I'll now recognize the DA.
Honorable Chairperson, South Africans are under enormous financial pressure. The cost of living continues to squeeze households. Business face rising costs, and taxpayers are being asked to carry an increasing burden to fund a state that still struggles to deliver basic services. That's why the SARS Oversight Report is so important. There's another side to the equation. Before we're asking South Africans for more money, government must ensure that it collects what already owed to them and protects what taxpayers already contribute. There are catastrophic and encouraging lessons to be learned from the SARS history. Firstly, during the Zuma state capture years, SARS was deliberately weakened, hollowed out, and its ability to collect revenue was compromised. The Nugent Commission found a massive failure of integrity and governance under Tom Moyane, while the Zondo Commission found SARS has been deliberately captured, with Zuma and Moyane playing critical roles, lest we forget. However, Chairperson, since 2019, under Commission in additional compliance revenue, capture audits alone has generated 6 billion in revenue. It's time that we collect all our money. This is the value of investing in capable institutions and ethical leadership during Dr. Kiesweter's tenure. The question remains, how much more revenue is lost because the rest of the state intercepted people and goods and separated systems that can be exploited by criminal syndicates? Every shipment of illicit tobacco, alcohol, fuel, or counterfeit goods that enters South Africa is damaging legitimate businesses, deprives the fiscus of income, and leaves ordinary taxpayers to carry more of the burden. That is why the SARS proposed Smart Border Reform Program must be well-researched, funded, and managed. The border must operate as one integrated fiscal and enforcement system with clear responsibilities, shared data, scanner, risk engine, and measurable revenue outcomes. This is where the DA's principle of every rand counts matters. The SARS Modernization 3.0 program presents an important opportunity to change the way government fights revenue leakages. SARS is moving towards an AI-enabled operating model using machine learning, automated assessments, pre-populated returns, integrated taxpayer data, and real-time risk detection. This resulted in preventing over 672 billion in outflows. The DA supports this direction, but technology must be accompanied by strong governance, cybersecurity, human oversight, and measurable outcomes. If AI can identify billions in potential losses, then government must be asking where else similar technology can be deployed across the state to detect fraud, overpricing, waste, and revenue leakages. The DA supports further investment where it produces measurable results, but we cannot afford another expensive government project where the underlying problems remain. Parliament must therefore insist on knowing the cost, procurement model, implementation milestones, and most importantly, the actual additional revenue and enforcement outcomes of this program. There were a number of unanswered questions that Parliament must pursue. How many cases reach prosecution? How much revenue is ultimately recovered? What happens to the confiscated goods? The report reports that substantive answers were not provided to all these questions. We need to know whether taxpayers are receiving value for money they contributed. Honourable Chairperson, the DA welcomes the rebuilding of SARS and the evidence that capable institutions can improve revenue collection without simply increasing tax rates. But the lesson must now extend across the whole of government. We need to collect more efficiently, stop leakages, fight the illicit economy, eliminate waste, and measure the return on every major public investment. The DA supports this report. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. I will now recognize the ANC.
Honorable House Chair, the African National Congress take pride in the progress made by the 6th and 7th administrations in strengthening the South African Revenue Service. It is one of the pockets of success in our state, demonstrating that the state has the capabilities to run a globally competitive revenue service. The ANC has continually advanced the increase in financial support for SARS, such as an addition of 8.5 billion since 2023 to achieve illicit trade suppression, internal system integrity, and the digitization of the entity. SARS is a clear example of delivery by the ANC government, Honorable Chair. This is an unquestionable success produced by ensuring SARS has strong leadership that was capable of turning SARS around to a stage where it collects over 2 trillion for the National Revenue Fund. We also recognize the public servants working in SARS who have made SARS what it is today. We should draw lessons from this display of an agile, ethical, and capable institution. These are the levels of capabilities we require across the state. Less for various organs of the state also lie within government. The image that everything is going wrong is a factual lie. Remarkable is the fact that the net revenue collection since 1994 has exceeded 25 trillion and the tax register has grown from 2.7 million taxpayers in 1994-95 to 33.89 million in 25-26. This signifies economic development and risk distribution since 1994. Since the Nugent Commission, which found a systemic effort to weaken the national revenue, essentially collapsing the capacity of the state to function as it should, tackling the legacy of state capture and corruption is a success we welcome. We thank the leadership during the tenure of Dr. Edward Kesweta, who also provided a briefing to the committee. It is also the agility to adapt to change conditions to ensure that during COVID-19 period, the process of digital transformation was spurred and its vision for 2024. SARS is implementing artificial intelligence, Honorable Speaker, operating models and reinvention with integrity. It is currently implementing Modernization 3.0 and SARS Vision 2026 to build a smart modern SARS with unquestionable integrity that is trusted and admired, which the new CEO, Dr. Johnston Makubu, will lead. We welcome the smooth handover to Dr. Johnston Makubu, who we are confident that he will continue to take SARS to a higher level. SARS also provided a report on the work they are doing to tackle challenges related to the illicit economic crisis. Illicit financial flows compromise the capacity of the state to collect due taxes, resulting in foregone tax. SARS has established a national illicit economic disruption program, bringing together key state agencies and other stakeholders, including the private sector, and that high-risk sector, such as tobacco, fuel, alcohol, and other counterfeit products would be targeted through the effective use of data analytics and artificial intelligence. SARS stated that it drives the process of combating illicit economy, while the Border Management Authority would deal with the security aspect of the project. SARS reported that additional revenue raised between 2019-26 amounted to 1.6 trillion. That artificial intelligence detection model had prevented more than 672 billion in outflows, and that 1,200 serious tax and customs crime investigations had yielded.
Honorable Masibugo, can you please hold? Honorable Nalumango, can you please mute? It's unfair, honorable members, what you are doing. My apologies, Honorable Masibugo, please continue.
Thank you, House Chair. House Chair, SARS also reported that 219 state capture audits had resulted in 6 billion in revenue. These figures reinforce the concern raised by members that inadequate funding of SARS could constrain revenue collection, compliance enforcement, and the ability of the state to fund public services. We are confident, Honorable Chair, that through further allocations, SARS will be able to accelerate programs that improve revenue collection and increase voluntary compliance. Honorable Chair, the ANC supports this report, and we urge South Africans to vote for the government that has experience and the government that knows the challenges of South African, the African National Congress. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I now recognize the Honorable Chief Whip. The Honorable Chief Whip Ntuli.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Good evening to you. And may I propose that the report be adopted. Thank you.
Honorable members, the motion is that the report be adopted. Are there any objections?
No.
Honorable Douglas.
Please note the objections of MK.
Thank you very much. With that objection noted, the report is agreed to. Honorable members, we now move to the second order of the day is consideration of report of Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Cooperation on Oversight visit on SA missions in SADC region gathered at South African High Commission in Lusaka, Zambia from 3 to 7 February 2026. I will now, to introduce the report, I will now recognize Honorable Mauma Pilu.
Presiding Chairperson, honorable members, I greet you tonight. Just to bring to the attention of the House that the Portfolio Committee on International Relations took a conscious decision to adjust the model in as far as doing oversight on DERCO is concerned. We took a decision to group the 115 missions in the world into regions. We undertook an oversight visit to the region of Europe. Thereafter, we undertook an oversight to SADC, as indicated on the 3rd to the 7th of February 2026. The report provides an important assessment of South Africa's diplomatic presence in a region that remains central to our national interests, our economic development, and our commitment to African integration. SADC region is not merely a geographical neighborhood. It is a region with which South Africa shares deep historical, political, and economic and cultural bonds. Our approach must therefore continue to be guided by solidarity, mutual respect, and cooperation, whilst advancing South Africa's national interest and contributing to the development of our continent of Africa. One of the important things emerging from this oversight visit is the growing significance of economic diplomacy. The report demonstrates that South Africa's companies have established a substantial presence across the region. They operate in sectors ranging from mining, banking, telecommunication, tourism, manufacturing, logistics, et al. There are also considerable opportunities for further cooperation in agriculture, agro-processing, pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, construction, et al. Our missions have an important role to play in connecting South Africa capabilities with these opportunities. We particularly welcome the attention given to small, medium, and micro enterprises and previously marginalized groups of our society. Economic diplomacy must contribute to broadening participation in regional markets and creating opportunities for businesses that have historically been excluded from international economic activities. The work being undertaken by the mission in Zambia towards the SSME cooperation is therefore welcomed by the committee. This is the practical meaning of economic diplomacy, as we say. The report also highlights the importance of infrastructure and regional connectivity. Energy projects, transport corridors, and other infrastructure initiatives have the potential to strengthen regional integration, improve trade, and create new opportunities for investment.
The Lobito Corridor and other regional infrastructure initiatives demonstrate the importance of developing an increasingly connected African continent. All this is done in the context of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. The discussions around non-tariff barriers, customs procedures, regulatory requirements, and market access are therefore important to the broad objective of deepening inter-Africa trade. South Africa must continue working with its regional partners to address these challenges and ensure that the objectives of SADC integration is attended to. Honorable members, the ANC welcomes the report's attention to regional peace and security. Developments in the DRC, Mozambique, and elsewhere in the region remind us that peace and development are closely interconnected. South Africa must continue to work through SADC, the African Union, and other appropriate African mechanisms to promote dialogue, peaceful resolution of disputes, and African ownership of peace processes. This is consistent with our long-standing commitment to strengthen African institutions and advancing African-led solutions to African challenges. Our shared liberation history provides an important foundation for these relationships, but our responsibility is to ensure that these historical bonds are translated into practical cooperation that responds to the contemporary needs of our countries and the people. House Chairperson, the oversight visit also highlighted the important contribution made by officials serving in our missions. Chairperson, the recommendations are as indicated, and they cover ICT, economy, political relations, management of internal affairs of the department, strengthening of communication from DERCO to the missions, and are strengthening our oversight of the department. We move that the report be adopted.
Thank you. Thank you. I will now recognize political parties wishing to make a declaration. The usual times for declaration of votes will apply. The MK.
Just struggling with my camera. Can I keep it off, Chair?
Yes, continue. We can hear you, Honorable Douglas.
Thank you, Chairperson and ministers and officials. I greet you all in the name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, my Heavenly Father and the Holy Spirit, and the language of my Khoi and San ancestors, Kaites. The MK Party agrees with much of what this oversight report finds, but its recommendations do not go far enough, Honourable Chair. Therefore, we cannot support the report foundationally. Chairperson, the committee role is oversight, and we set out to determine whether our SADC and other missions advance South Africa's national interest, confront poverty, inequality and unemployment, and create opportunities for marginalized South Africans from all races, tribes, and tongues. Yet the report exposes a foreign service machinery requiring systemic overhaul. DERCO has got to take the shift from activities-based reporting to outcomes-based reporting more seriously. 2024 and 2025, the report identifies weaknesses in asset management, procurement, contract management, and consequence management. Across our missions, we find broken ICT, vacant posts, deteriorating properties, and visa failures. In Malawi, a network outage reportedly lasted about a month, forcing officials to issue handwritten visas, which is open to corruption. These are not administrative inconveniences. They weaken the South African state and put us at a disadvantage for national security. So yes, it's important for us to fix the ICT, to fill the vacancies, to protect our assets and enforce our consequence management. But that cannot be where the recommendations end as it does right now. Because the same report tells us that trade between Zambia grew from 30 billion to 60 billion between 2018 and 2025. That more than 230 South African companies operate in Tanzania and more than 120 in Zimbabwe, and that trade with Mozambique reached approximately 139 billion in 2024. But this economic diplomacy is economic diplomacy for who, Mr. Chair? Who owns this expansion? Who receives these contracts? Who accumulates the wealth? Who benefits from the African Continental Free Trade Agreement? The answer is white monopoly capital and their politically connected cronies that were bought and paid for. The same people that benefited under apartheid still benefit now. Those who benefited under colonialism still benefit now. We have the black industrialists, women entrepreneurs, colored and Indian entrepreneurs, township and rural businesses, youth persons with disabilities and indigenous enterprises. These must be the metrics on to decide how good we are and what we're doing in SADC. Are we taking those people to our SADC neighbors and giving them opportunities? No, we're not. It's the same people as it always was. And that's what MK is going to change. If our diplomacy merely expands established corporate capital across Africa while ownership remains fundamentally untransformed, then we are expanding trade without transforming the economy, which goes against the very core of the MK's beliefs. And here lies the contradiction. The committee specifically asked whether missions benefit previously marginalized groups. With recommendations 21.1, 22.1, and 22.5 deal with administration, ICT, consular systems, staffing, and properties. Where's the recommendation on economic transfer that spells out clearly what must be done and how we're going to benefit? Where's the beneficiation going to happen? It must be at source here by us. Where's the industrialization? We need to share industrialization with our neighbors across SADC, and we need to go trade across borders. Where's the land and productive agricultural reform linked to African markets? Where is the measurable jobs? Chairperson, we demand quarterly reports on broken computers, but not quarterly reports on how many jobs our economic diplomacy created. That must change. Every mission needs an economic diplomacy outcomes scorecard. We must be sure to say how much investment was secured, how many jobs was created, historically disadvantaged businesses entered into the SADC markets, how many factories were established that work together with partners in SADC, how much infrastructure was delivered and minerals beneficiated on African soil, so that we can cut our dependency upon the West and other provinces, other external powers. Because Africa cannot continue exporting its natural wealth and importing poverty, Honorable Chair. The report tells us that copper generates more than 70% of Zambia's foreign currency earnings. Our response cannot simply be to export more copper. We must become more capable and we must produce products. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The EFF.
Thank you very much. House Chairperson, can I please kindly ask to switch on my video?
Continue, Honorable Mhlongo, it's okay.
Thank you so much. Chairperson, our oversight visit to our missions at our sister SADC countries exposed just how dire the condition of our missions is, and that in fact the Department of International Relations and Cooperation is hiding the neglect with which it handles our foreign missions. South African missions are a symptom of the underlying problem of underfunding in this department, and without addressing this underlying problem, the neglect and rot will continue. The mission in Zimbabwe is a clear example of this rot. The building of our embassies in a state of complete disrepair, from a leaking, collapsing roof to using old, outdated equipment and furniture that can fall apart at any moment. There's no budget to refurbish our embassy. The title deed for the embassy in Mozambique is in private ownership of one Mr. Colin Peterson since 1985, even though there's a court ruling of 2017 that the deed be transferred into the ownership of the South African government. To this day, DIRCO has not resolved this matter, exposing our national diplomatic services to risk. In 2026, DIRCO can only tell us that they are in the process of appointing a conveyancing service 9 years after the court ruling. The vacancy rate in our mission, more especially South African police services, undermines any efforts in place to fight cross-border crimes, especially when it comes to hijacked cars from South Africa roaming around in SADC. Our ICT infrastructure in SADC SA missions is an embarrassment. In fact, this matter was a source of complaint by almost all the missions, which indicated that serious intervention is needed to deal with the ICT infrastructure. If the department was serious about resolving ICT challenges, it would have had strict timelines for resolving this crisis. South Africa is not leveraging our standing in SADC to ensure that we create more business opportunities for South Africans to trade in the region. Sadly, the companies that are trading in the region and all over the globe from South Africa are the very same companies that used to trade during apartheid. This democratic government has not been able to make exporting products or services to be easily accessible for small businesses and creating opportunities for Black-owned, youth-owned companies to thrive. The South African companies trading in the region do not clearly represent the demographics of this country. Our missions must have trade attaches to be able to leverage on economic opportunities for the country. Our missions must be able to analyze the political situations and development of a country to be able to actively advise our government on how to continue our diplomatic and economic relations we enjoy. We need a budget of DERCO that is alive with realities of our missions and addressing these challenges. We therefore support this recommendation, this report and the recommendations of the committee. I thank you, House Chair.
Much, Honorable Member. I will now recognize the IFP.
Thank you very much, House Chairperson. The IFP knows the report of South Africa's mission in the SADC region and acknowledges the importance of implementing our foreign policy, engaging with our regional partners, provides mutual political, economic, social, and security benefits. In an increasingly divided world, diplomacy remains an essential tool for stabilizing regions and sustaining meaningful partnerships. In acknowledging this and in co-recognition, the important work of those serving in our mission abroad, we are concerned by the challenges identified in the report, particularly weaknesses in financial management and audit controls, ICT instability, property portfolio management, and consular and immigration services. These challenges must be addressed as they place the long-term effectiveness and stability of our foreign policy at risk. We reaffirm that South Africa's foreign policy that is capable and effective abroad ultimately services all South Africans at home. The IFP accepts the report and calls for its recommendations to be fully implemented henceforth. I thank you, House Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I will now recognize the PA.
Patriots, fellow South Africans. The Patriotic Alliance is here to speak truth to power. No sugarcoating, no excuses. Our diplomats in SADC region is out there fighting for this country every single day. They are advancing our economy. They are rescuing our people in distress. They are doing the work of the nation. But what do they get in return? Broken computers, dead phones, internet that cuts out, systems that crash in the middle of processing a visa. Our people are working with one hand tied behind their backs while the department sits comfortably in Pretoria. This is not incompetence. This is sabotage of our own sovereignty. Every time a system fails, a South African is left stranded. A family is waiting for a visa to return home. A business investor walks out the door and takes their money with them. We say, enough is enough. Staffing gaps, fill them. Properties crumbling, fix them. Consequence management missing, we demand accountability. Not next year, not next quarter, but now. Our people are burning out. Our assets are rotting. Our reputation is being destroyed, not by our enemies, but by our own neglect. The Patriotic Alliance declares, we stand with the committee, we support every recommendation, but we will not accept more empty promises. We want action, we want results, we want heads to roll if they don't deliver. Our diplomats deserve better, our citizens deserve better. Time for talking is over, time for doing is now. Forward, patriots, nothing less than our national dignity is at stake. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I will now recognize the FF Plus.
No declaration, House Chairperson. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Action SA.
Thank you very much, House Chair. House Chair, in considering the Portfolio Committee's oversight report on SADC, on the SADC region, we must carefully consider our diplomatic footprint as a country. South Africa spends some 3.45 billion every year, maintaining 115 embassies, high commissions, and consulates across the globe. At a time when resources are constrained, we must really ask whether this footprint is delivering the greatest value to South Africans. Our immediate neighborhood of SADC deserves a much greater focus. Stronger regional economic integration can unlock trade, investment, infrastructure development, and economic growth. In this way, we must work far more closely with our neighbors to build integrated transport, energy, water, and digital infrastructure that strengthens the region as a whole. But these efforts, Honorable House Chair, cannot come at the cost of our values as a country. Our response to democratic and human rights backsliding across the SADC region has been decades of shameful behavior. Sham elections, most recently in Mozambique and Zimbabwe, with broad human rights abuses and an erosion of democratic institutions, cannot simply be met with quiet diplomacy of the ANC. This behavior needs to stop. We therefore need a diplomatic footprint that is strategic, focused, and accountable, not just simply extensive. We need stronger regional relationships, but we must always have the courage to speak when governments violate the rights of their own people. As actionists say, we believe that closer economic integration and principled diplomacy are not competing objectives. The two are not mutually exclusive. They are equally the pillars that should underpin our diplomatic efforts across the SADC region. I thank you very much, House Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I will now recognize the ACTP.
No declaration. Thank you, House Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Swart. UDM.
No declaration, Honorable House Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Nantenja. Rise.
No declaration.
Thank you, Honorable Kana. Posa.
Thank you, House Chairperson. I think what is fundamentally true is the fact that our foreign policy needs to always be aligned to trade and human rights. And so we welcome the committee's report. We also want to highlight the fact that it's going to be important. As the Appropriations Committee, we learned when we visited our Indian mission that ultimately it's important that we tie our trade capabilities with missions all over the world. We need to ensure that the appropriate infrastructure is put in place so we can enhance our economic growth. Our foreign policy needs to be driven on that basis. And secondly, in our election observer missions and the work that we're doing in foreign policy, we need to ensure that elections are free and fair as they take place, particularly in the SADC region. Lastly, Honorable House Chairperson, South Africa needs to reevaluate how many missions it can keep all over the world. We're certainly overstretched in a budget that does not meet all the obligations. Therefore, I think it's going to be important that the next iteration of our foreign policy requires us to narrow the number of missions we have in the world, cut down wasteful ones, cut down those that are not delivering economic growth, and ensure that at the end of the day, our missions are aligned to our foreign policy strategy, but also delivers the value. Otherwise, they must be shut down so that we have resources for those who are achieving that task. I thank you, House Chairperson. I support the committee's recommendations.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. ATM. Al-Jama.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair. In the name of Almighty, the most gracious and the most merciful, I begin with warm greetings of peace, love, respect, and unity. Honorable Speaker, and our very proud Honorable Leadership, Honorable Mahoma Pela, the Chairperson of our very competent team of international relations and corporations, Honorable Members, beloved family of South Africans, Al-Jama rises to support the report of the Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Cooperation.
Honorable Cele, Zibuse Cele, please. Apologies, Honorable Ismail Musa. You may continue.
Thank you so much, House Chair. Al-Jama rises to support the report of the Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Corporations following its regional oversight visit to our South African missions in the SADC region, gathered at the South African High Commission in Lusaka, Zambia. Al-Jama is in support of the solidarity as mentioned by our Honorable Chairperson, Mahoma Pela. Al-Jama calls for South Africans to take advantage of the economic opportunities. Our diplomatic missions are not simply offices outside the borders of South Africa. They are strategic instruments through which we can advance our national interest, strengthen regional cooperation, and create opportunities for our people. The SADC region is particularly important because our economies, communities, and futures are interconnected. South Africa must continue to play a constructive role in promoting peace, stability, trade, investment, tourism, and regional economic integration. I particularly welcome the committee's focus on economic diplomacy. Our missions must actively identify opportunities for South African businesses, especially SMMEs, to enter regional markets, attract investment into South Africa, promote our tourism sector, and create much needed employment. So now Africa Free Trade Area is open, so let's take advantage of trade and boost our economies. Our mission must therefore be adequately resourced, properly staffed, and equipped to provide efficient consular services to South African citizens abroad. They must also be responsive to businesses, investors, students, and communities throughout the region. South Africa's relationship
Honorable
with
Ismail
SADC.
Musa, your time has expired.
Thank you, Honorable Chair Malibongwe.
Thank you. NCC, PAC, UAT.
Thank you, Chairperson. No declaration from UAT.
Thank you very much. Good. The TA.
Thank you, Honourable Chairperson. The consideration of the Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Cooperation's report on our oversight visit to South African missions in the Southern African Development Community is perfectly timed, because just last week, South Africa hosted the 46th Ordinary Summit of SADC Heads of State and Government in eThekwini, where President Cyril Ramaphosa delivered the welcome address on 17 August. Having now witnessed the realities of South Africa's diplomatic and trade relationships with SADC member states for myself while in Lusaka earlier this year, the President's welcome address at the SADC summit last week seems out of touch at best. Because much of what the President has committed our country to achieve within SADC is not borne out by the reality of circumstances on the ground. Following this committee's oversight visit, I could wax lyrical about the state of diplomatic buildings and assets in SADC, which remain in a state of dilapidation. I could bemoan the fact that very few of our embassies have functional and reliable ICT infrastructure to even make a simple phone call. I could mention that in our embassy in Mozambique, the committee was informed that 5 staff members have to share 1 laptop. I could even berate the department for the fact that in February, South Africa still had no ambassadors to Angola, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Zimbabwe, or Mozambique. But state failure and incompetence within DIRCO are all too commonplace among the public by now, and adopting this report and its recommendations merely confirms it. What I am going to do, however, is challenge the assertions made by President Ramaphosa at the SADC summit last week with what we are seeing on the ground in SADC itself. If Charles Dickens wrote A Tale of Two Cities, then South Africans could write A Tale of Two Regions, one that exists only on paper and another that exists in stark reality. Honourable Chairperson, last week President Ramaphosa celebrated the SADC Free Trade Area and its role in creating a platform for greater regional commerce. Then why was this committee told in Lusaka that South African pharmaceutical goods are heavily tariffed by Zambian authorities when those from India and China are imported duty-free? Last week, President Ramaphosa noted that SADC regional integration is dependent on the prevalence of peace and security. Then why is the South African National Defence Force wholly unprepared to deal with the myriad of regional security threats facing our nation? Last week, President Ramaphosa decried unmonitored border crossings within our region, which lead to unnecessary pressures on public service capacity. Then why does the ANC remain deafeningly silent on the state failure and institutional collapse of neighboring SADC states that push citizens to flee? Last week, President Ramaphosa reaffirmed South Africa's commitment to democracy. Then why did you say nothing when the ZANU-PF unlawfully changed the Zimbabwean constitution to extend presidential term limits? In fact, the president feigned blissful ignorance once again at last week's South Africa-Zimbabwe Binational Commission. Honourable Chairperson, the technicalities of this report and its recommendations are important, but will remain meaningless in the face of South Africa's lame duck approach to international relations within SADC. Yes, diplomacy is delicate. It relies on dialogue, finesse, and an imperfect framework to achieve long-term goals and strategy. But it begins, first and foremost, with the recognition of the problem at hand. SADC is critical for South Africa's development, and the longer we ignore SADC's problems, the longer we will stifle the prosperity of our own country. SADC needs greater regional legislative agreements to entrench economic prosperity. It needs a revision of outdated legislative barriers like the Southern African Customs Union, which subsidizes SADC growth at the expense of our own. It needs consequences for members who veer away from agreed principles of freedom, democracy, and human rights. And it needs greater incentives to build a flourishing regional economy devoid of outdated ideology in favor of evidence-based approaches to growth and investment. As the DA, we want more than just a report summarizing the state of our diplomatic presence in SADC. We want a commitment to meaningful SADC growth and advancement in the spirit of values that exist in reality and not in the president's many speeches. We have a duty to SADC and its citizens. When are we going to seize it?
Thank you, Honorable Smith. At least you could have alerted me that you are done. But thank you very much, Honorable Member. I will now recognize the ANC.
Thank you, House Chair. Can I request that I switch off my video?
Proceed, Honorable Member.
Thank you very much. The African National Congress supports the report of the Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Cooperation on its regional oversight visit to South African missions in the SADC region. This report provides an important assessment of South Africa's diplomatic presence in a region that remains central to our national interest, our economic development, and our commitment to African integration. The SADC region is not merely our geographical neighborhood. It is a region with which South Africa shares deep historical, political, economic, and cultural bonds. Our approach must therefore continue to be guided by solidarity, mutual respect, and cooperation, while advancing South Africa's national interest and contributing to development of our continent. Honorable members, one of the important themes emerging from this oversight visit is the growing significance of economic diplomacy. The report demonstrates that South African companies have established a substantial presence across the region. They operate in sectors ranging from mining and banking to telecommunications, tourism, manufacturing, logistics, and infrastructure. There are also considerable opportunities for further cooperation in agriculture, agro-processing, pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, construction, and other sectors. Our missions have an important role to play in connecting South African capabilities with these opportunities. We particularly welcome the attention given to small, medium, and micro enterprises and previously marginalized groups. Economic diplomacy must contribute to broadening participation in regional markets and creating opportunities for businesses that have historically been excluded from international economic activity. The work being undertaken by the mission in Zambia towards an SMME cooperation memorandum of understanding is an encouraging example of how our diplomatic presence can support greater economic participation. This is the practical meaning of economic diplomacy. It is about ensuring that our international relations contribute to investment, trade, employment, and inclusive economic development. The report also highlights the importance of infrastructure and regional connectivity. Energy projects, transport corridors, and other infrastructure initiatives have the potential to strengthen regional integrations, improve trade, and create new opportunities for investment. The Lubito Corridor and other regional infrastructure initiatives demonstrates the importance of developing an increasingly connected African economy. However, connectivity extends beyond physical infrastructure. It also requires the efficient movement of people, goods, services, and investment. The discussion around non-traffic barriers, customs procedures, regularity requirements, and market access are therefore important for the broader objective of deepening intra-Africa trade. South Africa must continue working with its regional partners to address these challenges and ensure that the objectives of SADC integration and the African Continental Free Trade Area translate into practical benefits of our economies and our people. We urge South Africans that on the 4th of November, they must go and cast their vote and vote for the African National Congress. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I now recognize the Honorable Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, Chair. I move that the report be adopted.
Honorable members, the motion is that the report be adopted. Are there any objections? Honorable Mkhize.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Please note the objection of the Umkhonto weSizwe Party. Thank you.
The objection of the MK is noted. Without any further, any more objections, the report is agreed to. Honorable members, we move to the third order, is the decision of question on report of Portfolio Committee on Social Development on oversight visit to Gauteng Department and Social Development. It's funded NPO's National DSD Gender-Based Violence Command Center and to National Development Agency and its funded project. Honorable members, I wish to remind you that this matter was debated in a virtual mini plenary on Friday, 21 August, but that a decision thereon can only be taken in a full plenary. This is also the case for the other decisions of question the House will decide on when we consider the fourth to sixth order after this. Are there any objections to the adoption of the report? Without any objections, then
My hand is up, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Mkhize.
Please note the objection of the MK. Thank you.
We note the objection of the MK, and with that objection, the report then is agreed to. The fourth order, honorable members, is the decision of question on report of Portfolio Committee on Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities on oversight visit to Gauteng. Are there any objections to the adoption of the report? Without any...
My hand is up, Chair. Please note the objection of the MK Party. Thank you.
The objection of the MK is noted. With that objection, the report is agreed to. The fifth order of the day is the decision on question on report of Portfolio Committee on Police on performance of Office of Directorate on Priority Crime Investigation Charge for 2024-2025 financial year. Are there any objections to the adoption of the report? Honorable Noluchungu.
Thank you, Chair. Please note the objection of the EFF.
The objection of the EFF is noted. Honorable Mkhize, Chief Whip of the Umkhonto Party.
Thank you, Comrade Chair. Please note the objection of the MKP.
The two objections are noted and the report is agreed to. Honorable members, we then move to the sixth order. Honorable Reddy.
Sorry,
No,
House
I'm
Chair.
recognizing you. Please do not.
Thank you. It's Umkhonto weSizwe Party.
vote for
Yes.
Umkhonto weSizwe Party, not Umkhonto Party. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Reddy. I'm sure we have had the long day today, so you would excuse, but it is Umkhonto weSizwe Party. The last order of the day is the decision of question on report of Portfolio Committee on Police on performance of private security industry regulatory authority for 2024-2025 financial year. Are there any objections to the adoption of the report? Honorable Chief Whip of the Umkhonto weSizwe Party.
Thank you. House Chair, please note the objection of the MK Party.
Thank you very much. The objection is noted. Without any further objections, the report is then agreed to. Honorable members, we have come to the end of our program. That concludes the business for the day, and the House is adjourned. Thank you very much, honorable members.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Well done.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Deputy Chair.